Hey friends, okay, so this week's drafting assignment is to plate two sheets worth of elevations for this Scenic package, okay? So you should already have, this is the sheet, we're looking at sheet 4 here of the breakdown for the Scenic drafting package, right? So we've already done our ground plan. Focus, there it is. Our ground plan we've already done. Our section view, we've already done. So now we are at the elevations portion of this equation, okay? So the elevations, scenic elevations, are typically any unit which would be built by the shop, right? That would be how the scenic elevations would be drawn. So we are going to draw, for the purposes of this project, the platform, the big central platform. We're going to draw the wall. And then we're going to draw escape stairs. And those are the little backstage, these little 2-step backstage escape stair unit. Okay? And I'm having us draw each of those separately so that it's a little clearer on your final plates. So you'll do a plate 3 that'll look basically like this, right? It'll be in 1/2-inch scale. So our ground plan and section, we would typically draw in 1/4-inch scale because there's no dimensions. It doesn't need to be super spread out in order to create space for that. Our other draftings, right, so our elevation drawings will typically be drawn in 1/2-inch scale. So that is the scale you should draw in for elevations, okay? If you notice here, there are vertical lines drawn, and that is where the plane changes from straight to rounded. Those were put in by the software, by the Vectorworks software. You do not need to include these verticals, right? So you do not need this vertical line, and you do not need these 2 vertical lines, okay? You can just have those be continuous planes, right? The stairs will intersect basically the way they do here, and you can take a look at that. You can use that strategy we used before where you draw that diagonal, that 45-degree diagonal line in order to transfer your dimensions as you pull this drawing down over here. All of the height information you need should be in these previous drawings, right? All of the detail information should be already available to you because you've drawn that section view. You should already know what that all looks like. And you can also use this as a reference for how you might do dimensions, okay? So on our elevations, you will do dimensions. If it's a dimension that is repeated, you do not necessarily have to do it twice unless it makes it more clear, right? So like if you were to put this width dimension up above the platform, you don't need to also put it down here, but you could. It's up to you. So just as you're laying out your plate, make sure you leave yourself enough space to throw those dimensions in between. The other thing I'd like you to do is I'd like you to label these drawings by scenic unit, okay? And that's not seen here. So what you would do is, for example, on this version of this like tiny version of plate 1, I might put, you know, how would I want to do this? I think I'd want to put it out here in front, right? A little circle with the letter A and an arrowhead on it, right? So a little drawing label. It would look like this, right? For this platform unit. And then I would put like right here, I would put a B for the wall unit and a C for the stair unit, so that then that information can trace through onto these plates. And if you want to go as far as they went in my initial drafting package example, you could even do like this for your A, right? You could do A, right, a line, and then sheet 3, and you could use that as your drawing label. So that goes on your ground plan as you work your way through your elevations, so that we can trace back from the ground plan to figure out what sheet it would be on and then what drawing it would be. So then my drawing labels here would be A1, A2, and A3, right? This would be B1 for the wall unit. And you notice because the wall unit is just a flat, I have not drawn thickness because there's not any detail in the thickness on this particular flat. And I'm not given it a top view. So those are things you can do if you need it or want to. But in this case, because it's a simple wall unit, you can just draw the front view and you'll be good to go. And so I would just have one view for C, for B, I mean. And then I would do my stairs in the same way, right? Where I would be like, this is C1, C2, C3. And I would also put a note up above, build 2, right? Because I need 2 copies of that stair unit. So those are the additional notes that I'd like you to add to what you're already seeing in the layout on your example drafting on plate 4 of the assignment sheet. Okay, so that's the game. Let me know if you have questions, if this makes sense or isn't clear. I am happy to go through it again with you guys individually, or we can chat on Slack. All right, thanks friends. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.